Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Great to see you. So we are happy to connect again. It's a little bit off the schedule because we were planning to finish early, but we're giving this additional session. Then we will take a short break, semester break, because some students and institutional arrangements, exams. So we will have this session today about note taking with AI. And then we will continue in the next semester, in the spring semester, with a new schedule. We'll announce this shortly, but we will continue, of course, in March, April, May, June, July. We'll have a lot of tools for you to disclose. But today is going to be all about organization skills, note taking, keeping organized with your meetings, with your different types of meetings. Actually, I have to say that I delivered this training to a university abroad to their administrative staff. So actually, of course, I have reframed everything now towards mostly teachers and professors and teaching staff, but I guess some of us and many of us have several hats, and we also have those administrative tasks to handle, meetings, to attend, to record, to follow up, to process, right? So we have the administrative heads, some of us, heads of the departments, project coordinators, and so on and so on. Most of us are teachers, I believe, and we also do research. So we have all kinds of research meetings. So I will start with a few questions, okay? And we are recording this session as usual. You will receive the recording, you will receive the session notes as a follow-up. Everything is on Moodle for you, so don't worry about, taking screenshots or anything like that. Everything is going to be shared with you. I can even give you the link right now to the note-taking with AI for educators. So this is ready. I'm going to share my screen. And I will ask a few questions to begin our discussion. Okay, so let's begin. I'll enlarge my screen a little bit. Today is February 2026. Welcome, welcome. Just before our semester break. We'll talk a little bit about how to stay productive and organized, how to keep track of everything with transcripts, with meeting notes, how to deal with audio notes, if you guys use audio tools or not. And if not, I will show you some interesting features in ChatGPT and different tools, how you can talk to AI as well to create notes, voice to text. I will be mentioning a few tools here. So the full list is here. I can share the link with you right now because it's ready for you to join this document. You can take your own copy if you like. You can always go to File and create a copy if you want to download this, or just, of course, access it from our Moodle. So before we jump into the topic, I'm asking you a question that I would like your answer, your input in the chat. The first question in the chat would be, how many meetings do you have per week? I'm really curious to see. Let's begin with framing the problem. And I remind you that we talk about all sorts of meetings. Maybe it cost us 30. Maybe teaching, meeting with students. Maybe it's a departmental meeting. It can be a meeting with a colleague one-on-one. It can be online or offline. It can be teaching. Yes, lessons, I think, count as meetings. I think, yes, this is like you meeting with people for work, right? Work setting. Maybe it's research. Maybe it's kind of supervision meetings, committees, panels, reviews. Some of you have, again, different heads, maybe administrative head. Maybe you follow Zoom meetings and face-to-face. I know a lot of people, Costas increased the number to 40. And don't feel like that you're behind. Costas is a very special person in the amount of meeting that he can handle, a superhuman. Most teachers that I asked in the past, and especially when you talk to administrative staff, actually the admin people at the university, if they're not teachers, they did not have that many meetings, actually, to be honest. Some of them even said one or two or five, like really, really small numbers. I was like, what? Because I think I'm like most of you, my own workload in terms of meetings and conversation is about, I guess, 20. So 15 maybe depends. Again, it depends on the season, but overall throughout the year, including teaching, including different Zoom sessions and so on and so forth. Yeah, like Alina and Oksana, we're in the same page about 15 to 20, half of what Costas does. Costas does 40. But I also handle three kids and my own business. So that's another story, right? So as an academic and faculty support person, including Zoom video. Yes, 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 Sarah, it includes Zoom, it includes video, it includes face-to-face. Okay, so then we are balanced, Costas. Yeah, I know, but you have also family obligations too. You have a dog. I don't know who works it. Okay, your wife probably, right? Now, let's move on and discuss the types of academic meetings. Perhaps, sometimes we have those meetings that we think, this could have been an email, right? Why am I waiting? Why am I wasting my time here on Zoom or in this, like spending my time? First of all, by the way, just mentioning that, I have to say I'm so, so grateful that you are hopefully not wasting, but really joining us and giving us your time, your real like dedicated time, joining these live sessions. And so it really, really is important to us, and we appreciate your participation. This is extremely valuable. But again, I might again say, come back to this idea that some meetings are probably not necessary, and we connect to some Zoom sessions or go to face-to-face sessions, and we're just surviving them, right? And saying, why is this not an email? Why didn't they just send me like a recording that I can watch and just read the summary? And like of course, not everything is like that. Some of the meetings are extremely interesting, and I hope this is one of them, where you can spark some ideas, get inspired, discuss your have real human connection. I'll move on to this topic in a second, what it makes a good meeting actually good, right? So let's think about the conversations in the academic life that should not be forgotten, right? Some meetings can be skipped, but some are really important and really, really valuable, and we do not want to forget anything, right? So maybe just one example from last week, a couple of weeks ago, when we had a meeting, a new grant holders meeting, where there was a lot of information about how to handle a project and how to, and it was really, really valuable. Like every minute, every piece of information was like a piece of a puzzle, and we don't want to skip this information. It should not be forgotten. So the meeting minutes are really, really important. And if you skip, because Costas was probably on the flight or something, we want to find those transcripts, we want to find the recording, we want to really follow this 100% and not to forget and not to skip the meeting. The uncomfortable truth, though, and I will share the source of this information, my reference, is that we do not remember meetings after they are over. We forget most of it, even just after 24 hours. It's called Ebbinghaus effect. People forget almost 70% or so, plus minus, of what was said. Of course, there are exceptions. There are different types of people. But when I say people, it's us academics. It's also probably our students. We have to remember how we teach and how we deliver content to them. So we need to understand that they will probably forget most of what we have presented. So we need to find ways for them to reinforce this, to practice, to implement, to apply, to actually internalize the knowledge, right? That's the truth. If we don't do anything with the knowledge, with the information, it's forgotten, right? We need we need capacity of the brain to move on to our next meeting, right? And remember what's going on there. There is even worse scenario. Meetings can be remembered wrong. Did you know that? Our brain doesn't just leave gaps. It likes to reconstruct, okay? And that is how false memories can be created. There is even a new phenomenon I personally didn't know about, but it's fascinating and it seems true, is that groups often create shared false memories. What does that mean? Let me show you the source of this information. It's also fascinating. By the way, you also have access to this source. Where is it? Probably a little bit later in this notes. I will show you how to access this article. But for now, I'll just share another browser screen with the article that I wanted to show you. So this was written by Ruben Hassid. I don't know if you're familiar with this content creator, a blogger. He's very active on LinkedIn. He has about 500,000 followers on LinkedIn. I think his main audience is probably like people in business in the industry, not necessarily just academics, but he also like he talks about AI and how to leverage AI. So you can find him on LinkedIn if you're interested. So this is pretty recent. It's from last week, January 25th, is 2026, right? Last week's a post that I received, and I was reading it and thinking about this next session that we will have a discussion about it. So what he shared is that this is the curve, right? The forgetting curves, that people forget information. 70% of information is forgotten. Sometimes some of it already after just 20 minutes, 1 hour, and then it's just going all the way down. Okay, so 70% of the meeting gone. And here's the part that should scare you. Your brain doesn't just forget, it fills the gaps, it invents, it reconstructs the meeting from fragments, assumptions, and whatever you expect it to hear. The meeting you remember is not necessarily the meeting that happened, and it gets worse in groups. Research shows that teams who have meetings together create shared false memories. You all leave the room remembering the CEO said something she never said, and you implement a directive that doesn't exist. Okay, 6 months later, no one questions it because everyone remembers it clearly, remembers, right? I've seen this happen. This is Ruben's article. I'm just quoting a little bit because it's interesting. A client team spent 3 weeks building a feature their VP asked for in a meeting, asked for. She didn't. And the transcript proved it. But 4 people in the room would have sworn on their careers that she did. Your memory is always a fan fiction you wrote about after the meeting. So you tried to fix it in the past, right? And now he goes on and talks about different ways people take notes, especially now with AI. I'm not sure whether you take notes with AI. Let's find out. What do you guys use? Do you guys take notes with AI? Yes or no? And if yes, maybe you can drop the name of the tool because there are many tools out there, and I will share some of mine. No, 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 no. Okay. Yes, some of you use Zoom AI. I will show that today sometimes. Okay, no. Some of you tried, but it didn't stick. Okay. So I am the person who tests a lot of AI tools, and I have several accounts with several tools, and I'm comparing how they work. So look what happened to me. Maybe you can relate. I like this picture. It's pretty funny too. So join the call, and it's just me and a dozen AIs, right? We have a speaker here on a call on Teams or Zoom, it doesn't matter. And those note taker, Ian, assistant, Aman's assistant, note taker, recorder. So you have like a bunch of AIs and yourself. Sometimes when I join with just one person, I have a date or Zoom with one colleague, we have a conversation. And then I appear with like 5 or 6 boxes. Elena. It's funny. It's creepy, a little bit. I mean, I think I can justify by saying that I test these tools and I compare how they do the summary, how they do the transcript for me and all of that. But this is a reality. A lot of people already use AI and they may join with AI, so they are live on the call, but there is also like a tool present. Or, and I will show you also my case, sometimes there are so many opportunities, conferences, meetings, webinars that you want to attend and you can't because of your teaching, other meetings, a schedule clash. So I actually send my AI agents, my AI transcribers to those meetings on my behalf, and they go. Yelena joins everywhere, and she's like in several places. She, right? Me. And I then go back and I actually watch the recording, the transcript, even if the recording hasn't been shared with the public. Since I attend the meeting, right? My AI tool attends the meeting, I immediately have access to the transcript, to the summary, to all the slides are taken care of, all the screenshots, the video, everything. And I find it fascinating. Like the first time it happened to me, I was like, what? So I taught at a college, I had a lesson. And there was just an example, very particular example. I wanted to attend a Cambridge webinar for English teachers, which I couldn't because it was the same time I was teaching. But after my lesson, I just go into my email and I see that I receive a summary of the meeting and I click on it and I see the whole meeting recorded for me. So this tool, it was just in my calendar. So once you add it to your calendar, the AI tool goes to the meeting, connects, everything is recorded, all the screenshots are taken, and you can follow the whole meeting from the beginning to the end, like listen to it, not watching, it's not a video recording, it's just an audio file and the transcript and summary. And you can interact with the chatbot to ask him additional questions and whatnot. It's super powerful because ever since I feel that I have like this superpower to attend meetings daily. And yes, I have like 15 live meetings, but maybe if add all my AI meetings, I'll get to, well, half of what Costas does still have, not 40. Okay, but it's powerful. Okay, so this is the situation, and I will show you how this can be done, and if this is the case. Another use case for me and for maybe other academics. When we attend a conference, and if a conference is hybrid or online, and there are parallel sessions, and you know that this session is interesting, but also that one, and I want to go there and there, like you want to be in several parallel sessions and you can't, obviously. You can send your AIs, and that's what I did in several recent online conferences. I knew that my colleagues were presenting in parallel sessions, so I wanted to support all of them. So I went there, I sent one AI tool to one session, another AI tool to another one, and then I watched and I recorded for myself. So that's another use case. I don't know. This is just one busy day of you trying to be in several places in the same conference. So this is possible too. On the other hand, like you need the organizer, of course, to allow those tools. Sometimes organizers do not allow AI note-taking tools, but it happens rarely. I feel in my experience, 80%, 80 to 90% of the time that I tried to record something with AI, there were no problem. And whenever I'm pretty sure we also have some note-taking right here in this Zoom. And it's okay by me. I mean, I do that for attending other events, so I don't mind. Do you have to request the organizer's consent? So that's a good question. It depends on, I never did, right? The organizers can see among the participants, they can see that some of the like some of the joining people are agents, are AI agents, and they can record your whole session. These can be handled manually, right? So there is no need for asking for consent yet at this point in history, right? As of February 2026, things may change, but so far, no. Okay. So I will come back to our notes. This was just where I got inspiration and interesting info about having shared false memories. And for us at a higher education, administrative level, sometimes teaching, research, this could mean institutional decisions based on invented memories. So notes are important, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you agree with me, right? That's an important topic. Now, how do we handle note-taking, right? When I was a student, and I went to a university, there were lectures, teachers just delivered content, and then we literally manually wrote down word for word sometimes, right? Then when I continued in Israel, I remember recording the audio, on my phone. Already there were like smartphones and stuff, so I could record my professors talking, I could listen, actually enjoy the lesson because I didn't have to take notes vigorously, right? I could just concentrate on absorbing the content and maybe asking questions, and my phone would record audio. I'm pretty sure many of the students do that too. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. If the course is important, if there is an exam, if there is no YouTube, supporting videos for the content that you present in class, students will record you with or without your knowledge. Okay, they have phones, they have technology, it's done automatically. And these days it's done with AI, right? So they might just do like a low-tech audio recording and then upload it to any of the AI LLMs that we discussed. We have tons, right? We have a lot of options where to process this transcript and then extract things out of it. And they can also go directly in ChatGPT and click record, and everything will be recorded. So in the past, right, again, we did notes manually, which meant often divided attention, because if you write, right, you can miss a sentence, you can like lose focus, right, because it's like divided attention, it's not really productive. You can capture something in like incomplete capture, right, not completely, and sometimes you don't even go back to those notes, right? This is not written by AI, by the way, full disclosure. I was thinking for myself, I really took time and considered what would be an ideal note-taking experience, right? Talking about face-to-face meetings or meetings on Zoom, or even just following the recordings. So if I follow the recording and I know that it's interesting content, what kind of notes, because you do want, and even in the recent conference, I would open a notebook and I would write something down. But what would be the thing that I write down? I wouldn't write down keywords or like main ideas from the speaker, but what would I concentrate and try to write down as I listen to? So I think that it's important to actually also teach our students and remind ourselves that in order to benefit from the content, we need to be 100% present, focus our attention. When we multitask, when we answer emails, talk to a colleague and try to follow the lecture, we lose it, right? It's a lose, lose, lose. If you want to win, 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 you need to focus here, focus there, but it's not split attention. It doesn't work. 100% attention. But then what do you write down? And I was thinking that ideally, I wouldn't want to like, be worried about documenting the content, but I want to actually document my own insights, my own thoughts, because those thoughts come and go and I forget them fast, but they come. All kinds of insights, all kinds of ideas, maybe critical insights, maybe something I didn't like, maybe something I didn't understand. So what would you write down? I would suggest that, I mean, that's in my opinion, the ideal note-taking experience is writing down something creative, brainstorming your own insights, your own like problem, connecting dots, maybe something innovative may happen, questions, right? Pedagogical insight. Sometimes it's interdisciplinary inspiration. That happens to me all the time. I can go to a conference from computer science engineering or something like whatever, even mechanical engineering or medical doctor's conference, and I would still get inspired and get ideas for my own context. Wherever I go, I find inspiration, interdisciplinary. It doesn't mean that I have to write down what the speaker says. It's just, ideas coming, I have to write them down. Do you have any other thoughts about it? Do you agree with me? Who wants to say something about it? Do you have any other suggestions? What else needs to be documented? Yes, Costas, please.
Sometimes probably you need to be focused on what the other people are saying during the meetings, during the conferences, but you can write down keywords, and then you can remember the keywords in order to make the story.
Yes, okay.
So very fast you can write these keywords in
Yes,
order
I
then
agree.
to make it.
Again, once we know that AI handles the capture, handles the transcript, that everything is recorded, you know that you receive the slides, you know that the information is recorded, then this cognitive kind of, anxiety goes away and you can really focus. Focus on what? Focus on thinking. It's actually not supposed to be a relaxing experience. You should not relax and just, not taking notes, just get bored. No, you have to put yourself in a very focused, state of mind where you remind yourself to actually process and think and come up with your own questions and insights, conclusions, critical questioning of everything. And this is what needs to be happening in those notes, I believe. Okay. Now, up until now, 2025, January 2026, I think most of my, thank you, most of my meetings are happening with automatic recording and transcript. And some of you asked whether lessons are part of this counting, and I think yes. And well, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but in the college that I teach, we are actually required to go on Zoom, even if our lesson is frontal. We have 30, 40 students in class, and I teach frontally. I still I'm asked to go and record everything on Zoom. And while having everything recorded, everything is transcribed. And I have the full capture of everything happening. Don't ask me about the reasons why we need to do that, but sometimes some teachers feel very uncomfortable. But once it's done, and I'm already used to it, I just go 2 minutes before the lesson, click Zoom recording. It goes in the background, it doesn't bother me. I teach my students participate. We have actual face-to-face experience, but everything is recorded just in case. What else is happening is that most of it is AI summarized because our Zoom institutional accounts have AI summary included. If you have a Zoom account, you probably also have an option to do it, and I'm showing you how. It's right here. Just go to the settings of your Zoom. I can show you also live if I can do it. 1 second. So if you go on Zoom and you click on the settings right here, so I just go on my settings here. Okay, on the side. So it's just a Zoom account settings. And inside settings, you have option to activate AI summary. So once it's on, you see AI companion is activated. There is another place, like I can restrict AI companion when external users join. I don't have it on, so it's always on. The meeting summary with AI companion always on. So I have it all back. I don't have to worry about it. It's done. I don't know. I did it a couple of years ago and it's there. So I don't worry about that stuff. It happens to me in the background, which is good, I think. And we'll talk about what can you do with those transcripts in a moment. Okay. So just make sure your meeting summary with the AI companion is on, and then you're all set for AI summarized meetings. Of course, not all 100% is AI summarized. First of all, I still believe in the value and absolute necessity of some of the stuff not being recorded, being off the record. I even inform my students because it's part of the privacy and handling sensitive data. Remember, we had the session about ethical AI. So I do tell my students that this is recorded, but then when I feel that there is a need for us to go into like sensitive conversation, disclosure, I would pause the recording. We can talk freely. And then, can come back to the recording and continue talking freely, but whatever. Sometimes we don't want to record everything. And some meetings, of course, don't have to be recorded and transcribed for sure. But I just want to make sure that you understand that when I talk about transcribing and recording, I don't only mean online meetings, right? I also mean face-to-face on campus. A meeting with a colleague, a meeting in your research lab, right? Teaching in class, just like I mentioned my example, teaching in class face to face. I have 40 students in my classroom, and still there is automatic recording. And yes, I'm doing it for the purposes of the institutional requirement, but also I'm pretty sure some students do it also because they want to record the instructions, the explanation, because not everyone captures everything on the spot and they want to go back and review what was said. So they do it even without disclosing it to us teachers, and sometimes we do it. Let's see if there is any question. Costas, will you let me know if there is an important question to be addressed?
It was one question if the AI companion is available for the free version of the Zoom. I think it is not. However, I'm not sure because I have the paid one.
Mm,
So, I'm not sure about this. If
yeah,
it's available for the free account, I will say that it's limited to the duration of the meeting. So there are
exactly.
limitations if the services are available in the free formats. However, I'm not sure if it's available, the AI support in the free Zoom account.
Yeah, I will show you some tools that have also like a free limited tier, some very powerful tools. But yeah, Zoom itself, I'm also using institutional account, which allows me unlimited AI summaries. So I don't know how it works with free accounts. So I received my from the university. Okay, so let's see. So for now, what happens in my life right now, I have all of the most of my meetings recorded, some of them AI summarized. So which means, right, what does that mean to have a summary AI? It means that key points are extracted, summarized, some action items are extracted. And then what can those notes be used for and some ideas? I actually take those notes, take those transcripts, and use them in my teaching materials, right? Reframing, sometimes creating additional exercises, paying attention to what students found difficulty with, and then working on it with the help of those notes. Supervision follow-ups, that's what I said. Sometimes we have institutional requirements, and sometimes students have a valid reason to be excused from participation, from attendance, but they still need to follow the recordings and complete the course following those recordings. Sometimes it's for research, and it's not everything. I have a long list for what this is used currently by me. I can also give you an example of literally extracting the transcript of a lesson or a session or a meeting, putting it and summarizing it to the YouTube description, because those meetings sometimes go on YouTube and I need to describe the video. So I don't do it manually. I just ask AI and it extracts beautiful, like 3-line capture of what happened in the meeting. And that's sometimes what we need. So in my case, this is not just automation for the automation's sake, right? It's cognitive offloading. So I know that it's recorded, it's being handled, so I can focus on teaching, on human connection with my students, on, addressing face-to-face issues and crises and all these, human situations. It's very, very important. Again, how I do this, first of all, it's Zoom I mentioned, and then I will now show you a few more tools, and then we'll talk about how the transcripts can be used and leveraged later after they have been created. So again, back to the tools, how those transcripts can be created. For most university teachers, the obvious choice would be Zoom if you have a university account, right? Because university is supposed to pay for it. I don't know. In some cases, probably it's not paid. I don't know, but mostly institutions pay for the Zoom accounts of the teachers, and it means that all the recorded meetings have automatically produced transcripts as a file. So you can always go back to your recordings in your Zoom, I can show you where, and download the transcript of the meeting. And that is a file that you can upload to your ChatGPT, Claude, or whatever engine, Gemini, and Notebook LM, for example, and then continue and extract things. We'll talk about what things can be extracted in a moment, but first of all, let's see how this raw data can be collected, right? The text file with the transcript of the meeting. So again, in Zoom, when you go to your recordings and you look at the meeting that was recorded, I'll just show you quickly one example. So this would be one of our meetings. This was about Google. So inside the Google session that we had a few weeks ago, you see I have an audio transcript, English, so I can download it as a file. I can change language. Actually, I can get automatic transcript translation of the file of the transcript. There are closed captions file, and that's it. That's what you need basically. Audio transcript is basically what you need to extract the whole session content and then process it with different tools to, for example, generate the summary, generate slides, additional infographic, generate a video about it with Notebook LM, for example, generate mind map, whatever you wish, right? So Notebook LM is extremely powerful, but this is a great source of information, raw data, like your IP, intellectual property, right? IP. Okay, so the next tool would be Otter AI. Let's see if it's a link. Yeah, it's a link. You can click on it. It will take you to the tool. It does have a free tier. And I think Otter AI is one of the most powerful when it comes to meetings in English. Because if you have a meeting in Greek, if you have a meeting in Hebrew, if you have a meeting in Ukrainian, in, I don't know, in any other language, it will not do a great job. But if your meeting is in English, it's, I think, one of the best out there in the market. So I love this tool. I have an account. I pay once a year for like extended use because I have a lot of meetings, webinars, conferences that I want to be in. So I know that I need several meetings per week of long sessions, sometimes more than an hour. Some of the sessions that it recorded for me were like 3 hours and longer. And so the way it works, right? So it has my Gmail. I give it permission to be connected to my calendar. So whenever I create an event, so I don't, and then I forget about the tool. So I create an account, I connect it to my calendar, I close it, and basically you don't have to go back to it ever until you want to go and actually watch some of the recordings and listen. Because what happens at the back end, whenever you add a meeting to your calendar and a Zoom link to the meeting in your calendar, the tool automatically recognizes the Zoom link, the meeting link, and it joins your meeting with you or without you. It will join on your behalf. So it's extremely nice. Um, Here is an example. So I think this happened January 30th, like a few days ago, Friday, right? A couple of days ago. So I signed up to join weekly idea hubs about coil virtual exchanges, and it's in the United States. It's during the time that is my family time, 6 p.m. Sometimes it's very late, 11, 10 p.m. So most of my United States meetings are recorded like this, and then most of my United States colleagues, thank God, thank you guys, they don't remove my tool because everyone uses them. Like we have a lot of, they're like, you have 30% AI attendees, 70% human attendees. So this is pretty common already in online sessions. And you can see that it not only captures the summary, it captures, I'll go inside just to show you quickly. So it captures the whole MP3 file. So I can literally listen to the whole meeting. Let me close it. So here I have, when I go to the transcript, you see at the bottom, you have a play button. So it's like Spotify. It's my podcast of the meetings of the sessions and interesting conferences that I wanted to attend and I didn't attend, but I can still attend them now and listen to them. So I can play and follow the whole thing. There is speed button, which is extremely one of my favorites. I learned about leveraging the speed button, I think a couple of years ago, several years ago. So those of you who don't use it yet, I do recommend because sometimes speakers have a fast pace. Maybe I'm fast for some of you. But even when I listen to myself, when I, watch the recording, I find it more comfortable to actually go 1.5 speed or sometimes double speed, okay? 2x speed, especially if I listen to the recording with my headphones, if it's a YouTube or podcast. I love the speed buttons. It also gives me the sense of like time saving. So instead of watching 2 hours of the podcast or a session or conference, I watch it in 1 hour if I go double speed, right? If it's 1 hour meeting and I go double speed and I follow and I concentrate and it goes well, your brain actually gets used to the pace. Then I cover 1 hour meetings in half an hour, and it feels so productive to me, and I love this experience. Now, in addition, and you see, I still go and I listen to the full raw experience when it's worth it, right? Some sessions actually are worth it. So I do want to hear the speakers, to see the interaction, to actually follow the whole thing from the beginning to the end. And I don't just read summaries, to be honest, right? I still use those tools because of the recording accuracy, the transcript accuracy, but then there are also really helpful summary notes. There are extracted keywords, and when I go into the summary, there is a nice overview. There are action items based on the session. There is a detailed outline, what happened at the beginning, what happened next, and speaker by speaker, I also get all the shared slides. So if I want, and you see, I wasn't even there, and the slides were captured for me by Auto AI. Let's see if we have an interesting question in the chat that I can address. How do you make the Auto AI to function across Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams? I'm not sure it works. I think it works with Google Team. I think all you need is just add it to your calendar. Once you add it to your calendar and you add the meeting link to your calendar, right? You need to add it to your you actually need to make sure that the meeting appears in the calendar that you connect to the tool. And if you have several accounts, and I know what you mean, so I have a Google Calendar, but I also have an Outlook calendar. You can't have, like, you need two accounts. So my Outlook meetings, if I want Auto AI to attend the meeting that is not in my Google Calendar, then I need to duplicate the meeting and put it also in my Google Calendar. Okay, so there is some work. You need to make sure that all the meetings that appear in your in the account that you choose to connect to the tool, the meetings that are in that calendar, they will be recorded automatically. And then all you need is make sure that the link to the meeting appears there as a Google Meet link or Zoom link, or I don't know if it captures other types of meetings. We can check, but and then I have another tool because, as I said, sometimes the conference has several parallel sessions and I'm literally like a human in one. And then my Auto AI account goes to another one, but there is another place where I want to go. So I have another tool for it called Transcriptor AI. Let me show you. And I will also show you how to connect it to your calendar. 1 second. So the second tool that I'm sharing, it's actually the third. So first was Zoom AI automatic summary, Auto AI, then Transcriptor. Transcriptor AI. Let me show you. So I'm connected with my Google, but a different calendar is connected to this tool. So when I know that I need this tool to go to the meeting, I make sure it appears in my other calendar. That's how it works. All of these tools work the same way, right? You need to connect the right calendar. Okay, so this is the tool. You see, I still have 2,400 minutes to attend, to record. And in order to connect the calendar, you just go to calendar and you can connect a calendar. You can connect either Microsoft Calendar or Google Calendar. And you know, different Google accounts have their own calendar. So if you have a Gmail and another, like if you have several Gmail accounts, then each one of them will have its own calendar. I don't know if you want to go into that level of detail, but that's, yeah. You can only connect one calendar. You need to choose which one. So currently I have one account to be connected, which is not even the main Gmail that I have here. So as a user, I'm connected with one Gmail, but I connected a different Google Calendar, or you can also connect Outlook. Okay, that's how it works. So Auto AI and Transcriptor are my two AI agents who attend meetings on my behalf and record, take notes, summarize, you know, whatnot. Let me also show you, if you really want to go also let's go to dashboard again. I will show you if you want to record and transcribe, you can also upload the MP3 file and extract, you know, a transcript from there. So let's say you are in a situation where you are in a face-to-face meeting and no tool, no computer, you can still use your phone. Click on go to audio recording, right? Recorder, there you have different apps for this. Just click on the audio recording to take place. Everything can be recorded on your phone, can be 2-3 hours of a meeting. Then you upload this file here and it will transcribe the meeting for you. You can also transcribe from YouTube, provide a YouTube link, and it will extract transcript from there. And when it comes to meetings, so yes, it works with Teams, Google Meets, and Zoom. Okay, so when you click here, all you need to do is you need to enter the meeting URL. So if for some reason the meeting does not appear in your calendar, but you have received the link to the meeting and you want to record it, and you have the link to Zoom or Google Meets or Teams, right? You go and you enter the link here and then start recording. It will join on your behalf. So it can be automatically from your calendar, or it can be manually like, okay, go to this meeting and start working for me. It will do it as well. That's how I recorded several parallel conference sessions. Any questions about this tool? So this is called Transcriptor AI. Copy. Transcriptor AI. And the other one was Order AI. Okay, so let's see. I want to make sure that we cover some ideas, what can be done. So, okay, so I'm not gonna, I just showed you. So, right, I have dates, January 21, January 19th, 18th, January 12th, like every, whatever was in my calendar connected to this tool was recorded with the transcript, with everything. In addition, you can go and, like if you go to this meeting, this is, I think, one of our sessions. I can also do AI chat about this, about the meeting, right? AI tools for educators from January 5th. So I can literally also communicate with the AI and ask questions about the meeting. What are the key AI safety? Like it's based on the transcript, right? Next steps, comments, and so on. So I can really begin my inquiry, just like Notebook LM. So this is Order AI. Okay, so let's go back to our notes. Now that you know how to record and transcribe, and hopefully you also do it without additional effort and it's done for you automatically somehow from your calendar, just like I showed you. What can you do with those transcripts? What can be done with those transcripts? Let's see. So ways educators can leverage AI-generated notes. There are several ways you can use those notes for. You can extract summaries, sense making, right? Try to understand something better, that something happened and you're not sure exactly, or missed a term, you need some kind of additional learning to happen. Those notes can be taken for action and accountability, communication, documentation, knowledge management and reuse, analysis, reflection, and strategy. So all these are just words without examples, and I will show you examples in a moment. I have a lot of examples for each one. You know what? I will remove number 6 because it's all 5, right? So 5 ways educators can leverage, 5 types, and here are those 5 types. So when it comes to summarization and say sense making, you can create executive summaries using your transcripts. You can have a one-page briefing for teaching teams, bullet point meeting recap. You can ask for a takeaway slide for class or staff. You can ask for decisions only or highlights versus side discussions to separate them from your transcript. You can have a meeting abstract or TLDR for busy colleagues. What is TLDR? Do you guys know? This is a very common abbreviation. Do you know the meaning of TLDR? Too long, didn't read. Yes, 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 exactly. So you can extract literally 2-3 sentence summary of what happened in a meeting, right? Or in your lesson. For busy students who didn't attend, they just want to know what happened. Okay. Chronological narrative of discussion, visual outline, or argument flow. Basically, everything that Notebook LM knows to do, you can do it with your transcript. You can extract flashcards, key terms. You can generate a podcast about your lesson. You can generate a video about your lesson. You can generate a mind map with the concept mind. You can generate slides or infographic technically, and the opportunities will only expand. When we're just in February 2026, I'm pretty sure there will be more things happening. Quizzes, right? There are also quizzes now, Q&A, frequently asked questions, lots and lots of things that can be generated. So the second category of how you can what you can do with the summary, with the notes, would be creating something for action and accountability, which it's like an action item list, deadline instructions, supervision, follow-up tasks, teaching coordination checklist. I'm honestly obsessed with checklists. I create checklists for everything, for my students, for the assignments. Even when I give them a task, I create a checklist, make sure that this and this and this and this done, and this is how they remember all of the instructions. And of course, AI helps me with capturing all of the complexity and all of the requirements in the checklist. So you can definitely generate checklists based on your transcripts, email reminders, priority mapping, task handover. So this is basically like project management, right? Action oriented, like tasks, handling tasks, especially if you're in administration, if it's like progress report or a progress meeting of a project, you would do all of these with the transcript of your meeting. We can try this, Costas, next week when we have our impact meeting. Communication and documentation, right? This is probably something you have already done, I assume. You can have extracted formal meeting notes, meeting minutes, right? Maybe like kind of memos, student-facing clarification emails. I did personally generate emails based on a lesson. We have covered this and this and this. Of course, some teachers literally do it manually, and I admire those people who like finish the lesson, sit down, and start actually typing the lesson like a summary. Summarizing everything that they have taught. Sometimes most of the time, I don't have time for that, but AI can help me. If I have a transcript of the lesson, I give it to my AI and it generates the summary of the lesson and with an email that can be sent to my students. Talking points for next class, for next meeting, frequently asked questions for students based on discussion that happened in the class, policy aligned academic wording, kind of explanation, dumbing it down, right? Plain English explanation for students on some concepts. Okay. When it comes to knowledge management and reuse, you can create a really like searchable teaching knowledge base. And like all of these sessions, all of this recorded session, I'm really proud because everything that is recorded now, I can literally extract maybe already up to 100 of transcripts with my IP, with everything I say and teach and deliver. And all of this is searchable and it's teaching knowledge base. And I can literally create like online courses, additional support material, like a real database of things. And of course, when you look at it as a transcript, it's not attractive, it's not valuable, a lot of, so AI really helps to extract gold, your quotes, your main ideas, and create real valuable knowledge base for you. When it comes to administrative use, right, we talk about SOPs, standard operating procedures, drafts, maybe how to create something, how to do something, how to perform something, how do you handle assessment, how do you do supervision in class if it's administrative or teacher work. But I also do it for students, explaining to them how something needs to be done. Course process documentation, lessons learned documents, best practice extraction, training material for new faculty, and all of this can be extracted from your meetings, from your lessons, from whatever, right? And I really like this last part because it talks about analysis, reflection, and strategy. This is something that is, I think, the most important thing that needs to happen because this is where critical thinking, problem solving, innovation needs to kick off, and we don't have time for that. But this is where, you can discover, like compare meetings over time. You can analyze your transcript or analyze the meeting transcript to discover some gaps, to ask AI, what have we missed? Did we need to discuss and we didn't? we can compare the transcript of the meeting to the actual program, curriculum or strategy of the institution, and so on and so forth. There are lots of interesting, you see, I like this reflective summary, what to improve next time. Why not? Every lesson, technically every session, every meeting will have pros and cons. So this little question, and sometimes we don't know the answer, but if you ask AI, it will give you 50 ways that you can improve next time. So this would be a great prompt. Those 50 ways that you can use transcripts will, I think, can inspire you to actually write a prompt and actually try and test the, follow-up work with AI based on the transcript of a meeting. The final takeaway, pedagogical takeaway, I think we're on number 6, not 7, right? So here was number 5, right? So number 6, I'm just making sure my notes are neat. So number 6 would be pedagogical takeaway. I can also remove the numbers, but let's keep it organized. AI does not replace our academic judgment. It protects it from memory loss, as we started, right? Apparently, our memory is not a reliable thing. In other words, AI doesn't help educators remember more, okay? It doesn't mean that you will remember better, but it helps us remember accurately and reuse our thinking. It actually releases the workload, the cognitive load from capturing the content to actual processing the content while you're absorbing it and thinking, right? Thinking would be the key word. I think it's the key here. Now, those of you who have administrative tasks, very similar applications, but a little bit more aligned with the administrative workflows are here. I will not present them. This is for admin staff. So if you're interested, you can read this. Again, 50 ways AI transcripts can be used after they are created. And what else? I think I covered everything, and it's right on time, right? We have 2 minutes, 3 minutes for questions, comments. Let's see if I covered everything I wanted to cover.
Listening to you, Elena, I was thinking that, keeping, the transcripts and then discussing with the AI agent that you are working. Also, you can identify things that the students are struggling speaking,
Exactly.
as a faculty member. So these, things that the students are struggling, and you can identify them through the questions that they are going to make, or probably non-interacting with you, can help you to identify new pathways to introduce these concepts again, or try to introduce more exercises to understand it better. So I would say another aspect that listening to you I have identified, it is like the personalized, learning, that how much does this help you, and teaching. Like I would say personalized teaching, not only about students, because always we talk about the students. Of course, the students are the protagonists of our work. However, also for us, we can shape and we can improve a lot our teaching approach semester to semester. This is, what comes to my mind very, very fast by listening to this lecture and this session.
Thank you so much, Kostas. And I actually found a place which I skipped for some reason, but it's perfect time to actually go back to the main question, why do transcripts matter, right? Why do they matter? Because it's not just a document, and I'm pretty sure maybe some of you already have some transcripts, but you've never approached them that way yet. So it's not a document, it's raw. You can approach it as raw academic memory without processing, without going back to the transcript. It's just text, like a recording you will never replay. But with AI, if you actually take the transcript and work, think of the way you can leverage it, you can follow up on the transcript. Those transcripts become knowledge, right? They become pedagogy, maybe improved pedagogy. They can also become evidence and maybe something else too that you will discover when you start working with the transcripts of your meetings and lessons. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. I see that some people have to leave, but okay. Reliable AI note takers for other languages. I think just having
Zoom AI. I mean, in Zoom, if you add, this transcription in different languages, the transcriptor, the AI companion can offer, the summary in Greek. And even if you have, the summary, the AI companion in English, I mean, the Zoom, or the
Zoom is
even,
powerful.
the ChatGPT can translate very well, very
Yes.
good, them from to Greek, to Argyroula Kalaitzaki is a colleague from HMU.
Also, YouTube, sometimes we have
Yes.
a Zoom recording or an MP3 file or MP4 file you can upload on YouTube. And YouTube has powerful transcription. Again, it's a free tool, right? So it can process it for free for you, and you can generate captions transcript for free in a language of your choice. So there are some additional tools I actually added to the notes. Let me show you. There are some tools actually that we haven't covered, but they are up to your discretion to go over. Here they are. So we have covered Zoom AI, Order AI, Transcriptor. We didn't talk about these three because the session time is over, but these are also very interesting tools. Audio Pen literally allows you to, I'll show you, talk to the microphone. It will record everything. You can use it, get started with Audio Pen, literally just, microphone that transcribes your talking. You have these embedded in Gemini, in Google Doc, if you have Google Drive and all of those. Whisper AI is extremely powerful. I think the advantage of using Whisper AI is just unlike voice typing inside your Google Doc. Here is Google Doc. Literally, you can go to insert and you can go to voice typing feature right here. You have it somewhere here. Is it not an insert? So somewhere right here, you can actually voice type, and Whisper AI is even better because it puts all the punctuation. It captures your talk accurately. You should try it. Granola is another tool. It's actually described by Ruben Hassid, the article that I showed you. This is the article about granola, Ruben Hassid's article. And you can go inside the article and see how he uses this granola tool. So these are additional tools. Those who ask for an additional tool, if it's not Order AI or Zoom, you can test the tool and decide for yourself which one does the better job for you. So granola AI technically does not even record the sound. It's also, I think the advantage of Granola AI is that it doesn't appear on Zoom as that agent. So it will not appear, people will not know that it's there. But on your computer desktop, it's a software that records everything and transcribes everything for you. So you do get full transcripts of your meetings, of your Zoom sessions. No bot joins the meeting, your data stays yours. And then you can go and also interact with AI to continue working with your script and extract TLDRs, extract action items, and so on and so forth. So the actual visual and video tutorial of how to install the Granola tool is here for you also in this article. And yeah, so all of this is in the notes. You can find it in the notes on Moodle, and that's it, I think. Thank you very
There
much.
is a question. There is a question from a colleague. Like, I'm doing this. If you are not going to inform me, and I can see an agent joining the meeting, I'm not accepting the agent. So, yeah, I mean, there are cases that probably your agent will try to participate in a meeting, but it depends on the host. Because the how can I say, the host of the meeting, if he or she will accept your agent or not. It's better to inform them, I will say, in order to accept this. But it's up to them. They cannot, unless the meeting has been arranged by the organizer that automatically accepts, the participants to join the meeting. So
Yes.
again, everything depends from the host, or
Mhm.
manually will accept, or has arranged anyone to be accepted to the meeting without doing, this extra security check.
Admin, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And as I said, Granola
I don't
AI.
know, Nikos Papadakis made this question, another colleague from HMU. If I have not responded, yeah, Nikos, you're more than welcome to insist. You have 30 seconds. Now you have 20. Now your time finished.
Okay, so Granola AI is a software application that you can install on your computer, and it will not try to join your meeting. The host will not ever know that like you have this backup transcribing tool on your computer, so you can test it. Granola AI is the one that is in the links in the notes. It's also powerful, and I'm sure the students are doing it too. They are recording us. They are they're using all these different tools to capture the sessions and the lessons and hopefully learn better and personalize the learning experience.
The
So
first
thank you
time
so
that
much. Thank you, and we'll see you next month in March when we resume our semester.
we are going to in March. We are going to focus to three tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever else we are going to select. But it's going to be an extensive analysis of these three tools for that we can use them in the classroom or for research. Probably
Yes.
Genie AI will be something else. So thank you, and
Thank
we are
you.
going to send you also to the evaluation form, and I will update the exit slip. You will receive an email by, let's say, by Friday.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye bye. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.
Bye.